Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pyramid Insider Insights. Today we're going to be talking about brake barrels versus underlevers. Our question today comes from Tactical Toast 2, great handle by the way. His question is, you should compare brake barrels to underlevers. PCPs just aren't an option for me, so I'd love to see some good Springer videos. Well, Tactical Toast, we got you covered. So today's video, we're going to be trying to answer two questions. Number one, is a brake barrel more or less accurate than an underlever? So that's obviously a question that gets asked all the time here at Pyramid. We hear it on the phones a lot, see it in emails. It's a very commonly asked question that a lot of people want to know. And the common consensus is that a brake barrel is going to be less accurate than an underlever because of the fixed barrel factor. And I would tend to agree with that, but today we're going to put it to the test. Now the second question I have though, and this is a personal question, is can a lower priced underlever outshoot a higher priced brake barrel? So today, let's go over the guns that we have to do this test with. So for today's testing, all the guns in front of us here are 177 caliber to keep things consistent. For our underlevers, we have a Gammo CFR Whisper, and this gun has their CAT trigger, so it's a pretty solid trigger for a budget gun. It is an underlever, still very, very lightweight, but with that thumb hole stock and adjustable cheek piece on that lower side as an underlever, it's a really nice option with some good features to it. And it does come with a 3 to 9x40 adjustable objective scope as well, so that's a definite plus. On the higher end, we do have a Weirock HW97K, a world-renowned gun. As far as underlevers go, this and the Air Arms TX200 are going to be like your top dogs as far as spring guns, underlevers, whatever you want to call it, two of the best out there. So the 97K is going to give us a good, accurate representation of what a very high-end underlever rifle can do. And on the brake barrel side, we have a Gammo Hornet Maxim. Now this, again, 177 caliber. It has a lot of the hallmark features we're seeing on a lot of Gammos, you know, big shroud, very quiet gun. Does have their CAT trigger as well and the triple R recoil reducing rail on it. So got a lot of features packed into this gun. We've done a review on it if you guys want to check that out in the past. And on the high end, we have a Beeman R9. My opinion, straight up the best brake barrel you can buy for the money. Actually, not for the money, just regardless. Best brake barrel on the market, my opinion, is that Beeman R9. Again, 177 caliber. I've owned one of these. I own one in 20 caliber and 177. They're phenomenal guns. Really, really hard to beat. So what we're going to find out today on the range is, can we compare the accuracy on the high-end side between the underlever and the brake barrel, and can we do the same on the low-end side? And then does this CFR match up to the accuracy of this R9? And those are the questions that we're going to be taking a closer look at out on the range, so let's go head out. Alright guys, so for today's test for all of the guns, we're going to do 10-shot groups for everything at 30 and 45 yards. So pretty decent distances for your average spring gun, especially for these Gammos, but we're going to see how they do. Now, I do want to point out one thing on this Hornet Maxim. Obviously had to replace the factory scope. It's not a parallax adjustable scope, and I was having some trouble getting good accuracy out of it in my preliminary testing, so I've actually used a couple different scopes on this gun. Kind of got it settled in. We'll see how it does on camera though. Let's get to shooting. Alright guys, so we just got done shooting the two Gammos. We'll take a look here at the Hornet Maxim first. Now, obviously the group at 30 yards was not that great. It's slinging those 8.4s at about 930 feet per second, but the biggest issue I'm having here, guys, it's not the fact that it's a brake barrel, okay? It's the fact that it's a 6-pound gun. It's quite difficult to maintain good accuracy with that light of a gun, in my opinion, especially at a decent distance like 30 yards. You will notice we had about 6 shots there in about a 1-inch pattern, but overall you're looking at about a 2.5-inch group for 10 shots, and quite frankly, not very good. But again, you know, your mileage might vary, it might like a different pellet, but I tried, you know, 8-9 pellets in both of these guns, and the 8.4s were as best I could muster. And obviously it's not even worth it to push out to 45 yards, guys, with the Hornet Maxim. The group's only gonna get bigger. But the CFR is pretty impressive. I'm actually quite surprised. You're talking about throwing those 8.4s at about 850 feet per second, just a hair under. But a 1-inch 10-shot group here at 30 yards, this gun's certainly capable. And with the factory scope as well. So pretty impressive. And then stretching it out to 45, things opened up a little bit, but we still have some nice clustering. You know, you're talking about an 1.25 inch, 1.5 group here at 45 yards with a sub $300 underlever spring gun. So, you know, Gamo definitely has a winner here in the CFR, and obviously in a head-to-head of a, you know, Gamo brake barrel versus a Gamo underlever, you're definitely going to want to go with the underlever. All right, guys, so now we're going to take a look at the higher end guns. We got the R9 and the 97K ready to go. They're both scoped up with 3 to 12, 4 to 12 scopes, so we have the same magnification levels. Both are holding 0 fine, tested a bunch of pellets. You got the R9 liking the 8.4s and the 97K liking those JSP 10.3s the best. So we're going to stretch them out 30 and 45 yards again, 10 shot groups for both, and see how they do. All right, guys, so immediately you're seeing better groupings. Looking at this R9 group at 30 yards here, you got those 8.4s going about 890 feet per second, and you're talking about a 3/4 inch group, guys. At 30 yards, this is squirrel's head every time if you do your part. And that is why, again, my opinion, the R9 is the best brake barrel out there. That said, some key differences, though, that make the guns easier to shoot. In this case, both of the guns are a little bit heavier, and that little bit of weight mitigates some of the recoil, which makes it a little bit less hold sensitive and more friendly to shoot. And obviously the Record trigger on there from Weirock is absolutely phenomenal on both guns, and probably one of the best triggers on a spring gun or gas ram gun out there that you're gonna find. So definitely a big factor here in making these guns easier to shoot. But again, 3/4 inch group, and then stretching that R9 out to 45 yards, 1 inch. For 10 shots, damn impressive. It doesn't get a whole lot better than that with a spring gun. I'm very pleased with that. And the 97K, of course, did not disappoint at all. Now with the JSB heavies, you're getting a little bit more knockdown power, right about 15 foot-pounds in the 177, right at 800 feet per second or so. This is basically a 1/2 inch group for 10 shots at 30 yards. Not very hold sensitive out of the 97K. It is a absolute joy to shoot. You're gonna see similar results out of your TX200s, Walther LGUs. You know, the higher end underlevers are all going to produce results like these, but this 97K, obviously a pleasure. And then stretching it out to 45 yards, you're looking at about a 3/4 inch group here for 10 shots. So again, the 97K, just like we saw with the CFR versus the Hornet Maxim, the 97K and that underlever outperformed the R9 just a little bit, not a whole lot, but definitely enough to make a difference, especially on those longer range shots. All right, guys, so those results pretty well confirm kind of what we were saying in the beginning, as well as, you know, what I thought personally and what a lot of folks think, in that a underlever is typically going to be more accurate than a brake barrel. Now, what this test is not is a comparison of a high-end spring gun versus a low-end spring gun. Sure, you could take it as that, but bear in mind, the statement holds true, especially with air guns. You get what you pay for. If you are going to be spending the money on a higher end spring or underlever gas ram, whatever, you know, up into the $500–600 range, yes, you can expect better performance. And there's a multitude of reasons for that. You're going to get a better trigger. You're going to get a better fitting power plant. It's going to be smoother. It is going to have a better barrel. All of these things are going to go into making that a better gun overall. Now, that's not to say you can't get very good groups out of a lower end brake barrel or even a lower end underlever. I think we've shown that you know, something like this Gamo CFR as a more moderately priced underlever air gun can do quite well at distance. So it certainly puts the first question to bed as to the underlever, yes, is more accurate than a brake barrel. No doubt about that. As for the second question, though, is a lower end underlever more accurate or less accurate than a high end brake barrel? They're about the same. You're talking about roughly a little bit over, I think, a 1-inch group on the Gammo CFR at 45 yards and right around a 1-inch group with the R9. Some of that's going to have to do with trigger. You know, trigger control is going to be way better on a Record trigger than it is on the CAT trigger, although the CAT trigger for what it is and the price point it's in is quite good. So the bottom line here, folks, if you're looking at a Springer or a gas ram, whatever you might be looking at, if there's an underlever in your price range, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be the way you want to go. Now, if weight's a concern, certainly a brake barrel is not a bad option, but make sure you're buying a quality brake barrel. You know, that's not to say that all Gammos are going to shoot exactly the way this Hornet Maxim did or exactly the way that this CFR did. That's not the point here, guys. It's that the biggest thing is buy the best you can afford. All right, that's the number one thing that I tell folks. The best gun you can afford from a quality perspective is going to be the way you want to go. Whether that is a brake barrel, an underlever, a side lever, it really doesn't matter. If you can afford getting yourself a fixed barrel gun, it's probably going to do better in the accuracy department down the road. But even if you don't want to go for that and you want something that's maybe a little bit more convenient to load and lighter weight, a good quality brake barrel is certainly not a bad option, and there are plenty of them out there. So Tactical Toast, thank you very much for the question. It was a great question and a great topic. We'll see you guys back again for the next Insider Insights video. I'm Tyler Patner. Check you later. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you want to see more Insider videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you liked the video you saw, hit the like button. And if you want to talk more about the video or another video you'd like to see, comment down below. Thanks for watching.